The article I chose is called Strengthening Your Faith Through Physical Exercise. The author quotes the scripture 1 Timothy 4:7-9 that says, "Train yourselves for godliness, for while bodily training is of some value, godliness is of value in every way, as it holds promise for the present life and also for the life to come. This saying is trustworthy and deserving of full acceptance." The author of this article offers a solution to the problem that so many face regarding the physical versus the spiritual. On the one hand, there are benefits to physical exercise, but when we see in Scripture, it clearly states that the spiritual aspects of training far outweigh the benefits of physical training. And so one could possibly justify concentrating on one and not the other, and saying that the spirit is the one that needs most attention. However, the writer points out that the body and soul are interconnected, and because of that, one can influence the other. Someone may say, well, I can use this workout time to listen to podcasts. But actually, this has not been proven beneficial to your workout and can lead to what the author says as a deflated workout or a distracted mind. Not to mention that not seriously paying attention to the message that you're listening to is really not feeding your spirit at all because you're not paying attention. What the author points out is that there is an importance in the interplay that happens both between the body and the spirit, and that both are important to tend to through training. In essence, we're taking care of our bodies when we take care of our spirits, and vice versa. When we care for our bodies through physical exercise, we can actually do what he calls targeting spiritual benefits that coincide with the actual event of the workout. He goes on to explain, saying things that when he's doing his workout, he remembers grace and to pray during this time. For example, he will thank God for his body, and he also thanks God for a common grace behind the facility where he's working out, under people understanding the importance of the body. Then he will thank God for grace even when things are difficult in that workout, like say the hardest parts of the workout. He will thank God for giving him the strength and the grace to get through that. This mental posture that the author talks about is helpful because we're using the mind to work with the body and not, as we see in Scripture, and not be preoccupied somewhere else. So this is a positive way to use your mind during workouts. The writer of the article says, this is interesting, exercise becomes an experience, a practice field that can be transposed to weightier matters. This comes into play as we see God's grace gives us some push sometimes to put our bodies in places that we didn't think possible, and then transferring that into a spiritual mindset and incorporating how we can use this motivation to step into our spiritual faith and go deeper with God as we rid ourselves of sin that's in our life, and also give grace to ourselves and others when we fail. Remembering that in the end it was God that was doing the work through us and accomplishing that difficult task through us. 1 Corinthians 15:10 says, "But by the grace of God I am what I am, and his grace toward me was not in vain. On the contrary, I worked harder than any of them, though it was not I, but the grace of God that was in me." This element of the physical would be one that we could really incorporate in our wellness coaching as we dispel any myths around a mindset that spiritual training is more valuable than physical training. We as coaches can use this truth as of interwoven concepts with the body and the spirit. So I just wanted to say thank you for listening to the vlogs that we've had, and this has been fun, and I hope everyone has a great summer, and I'm sure we'll see you soon. Thanks.